Which hand plane should you buy first? What should be your first hand plane? Should it be the most common number 4? There are many of these kicking about still. There's many of these at car boots, etc. And they're a great tool. You know, okay, it could be your first hand plane. But I wouldn't recommend it. No. Because it's a smoothing plane. It is very specific for a certain job. Smoothing a board. The flat of a board. Whereas the number 5 is good for smoothing the flat of a board, but also can be used for edging a board. You see, the number 4 smoothing plane, like this one here, you generally hone the plane iron to a slight camber. You take off the corners, a very tiny, slight camber. And the reason for that is so the corners do not dig in when you take a shaving, because of the width of the plane iron, and you don't really, they mustn't dig in, okay? Now, unfortunately, it seems to me that there's lots of people giving quite strange information out there that says, yeah, it's the first hand plane. I don't know why it is the first hand plane. Now, everybody, including myself, was given one of these as their first hand plane. But it's not the ideal tool, no. The number 5 is. And if you can get one, a 5.5. Now, this is just a 5 as a 1940s number 5 wartime effort made in the United Kingdom, in England. And it's actually a really nice tool. It's just been my father's. And I have actually pimped it up. I've given it a new tote, a new knob, in cherry and what have you, and it's a really lovely tool. Paint it up because it's in a hell of a state it was, you know. And done everything I need to do, including getting it a new plane iron. In this case, the 3mm plane iron, and it's a nice tool to use. It really is. And you know, you can use it for edging a board, but also if you just change the plane iron, you can still use this because it's long, but it's not overly long. You can still use it for flattening a board, because you can have 2 plane irons, one with a slight camber and one straight. When you're joining a board, you really want a nice straight plane iron, because you want your joints to marry up across their width. Okay, it's less of a problem with a narrow board like this, but if you're getting like an inch half board, well then you clearly want it to be true across its width. If you've got a camber in your plane iron, you're going to have a hollow. And when you've got 2 hollows, one on each edge, which you're just plain to marry up, you've doubled it. There's a gap. Alright? There's a void. So you don't necessarily want that. So my recommendation would be the number 5 or 5.5, because it's slightly wider. It makes it even more universal, although heavier. And if you're having, you're going to take a hand plane on the job, like for instance, if you want to or put a leading edge on a door, the number 5 is ideal for that. You see, the number 5 is the ideal hand plane to have in your toolkit, and then you just have the one, and maybe 2 plane irons. Okay, whereas this one, you can put a leading edge on a door with this, but it's not going to be as good. It's not going to be as straight because it's very, very short. You see. So the accuracy of the hand plane is only as good as its length. Alright? It's just how it is. So anyway, my recommendation would be the number 5. The number 5, not the number 4, like so many people end up buying as their first hand plane. Try and get yourself a number 5. You won't regret it. Yeah. Toodaloo. Don't forget, people, the whole like button.